great.
Y'all wanna do it?
Through the late nights, it's gonna be alright. When the wind blows, make I shine the light. Alright. It's getting too easy, baby. Yeah. It's getting too easy, baby.
Yo, what's the word?
Getting too easy, baby.
Fun fact, we don't never let the intro play through.
It's getting too easy,
With
baby.
Manny 2 times. We don't never let that go. But we let the outro go.
Shout out 2 times, man.
I talk my shit on the outro too. Y'all always cut me off.
Yeah, you always on some crazy political shit. But anyways, we got. You want to do this one or should I do it? You know, because we both know him.
I got my ex buddy in the building.
Puerto Rico.
What are y'all saying?
X-Man. The man who single-handedly saved the Puerto Rico trip.
Man,
with just 2 power pellets.
Shit, we got the great artist. He's an artist overall. The motherfucker's a painter. He's a fucking architect. He's a rapper. He's a clothing designer.
Yeah,
he's a biblical expertise. He'll teach you the regular shit that you need to know, and he'll teach you shit that you want to know.
Yeah.
He got NSG 100K on this bitch. Dropped the best mixtape of the fucking year, nigga.
Gang. You already know how we bum, man.
How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm doing great.
Man, you really
great.
You family, so this ain't even really an interview. This is more like a conversation right here, bro.
We do this all the time. Y'all know how we come.
We get high and we talk our shit. So this is just something normal for us, bro. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, you over there fluking that wood though. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I wrote the first one.
See, only real friends can tell you fucking up.
I'm gonna let him know. He know. We got 10 arguments in the past week.
Nigga, we argue every day.
Every day, and then be like, what you doing, bro?
You feel me? Yeah. But man, you just dropped the fucking great ass phenomenal mixtape, bro. Cause we had you on. We really with the last episode we had you on. That was at the Tone did his Donda shit. You know.
Oh yeah, big Tone.
Tone was on his Hollywood shit. So we like I said, you family. So it's
they
hard.
Let the GDs in the dough that time for sure.
And the dough. Shout out to all the GDs involved in the Kanye project.
That's one. This is GD count right now.
put the counter up on the screen.
But no, for real. Last episode, we was talking about we was really kicking it back current events and shit and talking about what was going on with the Donda situation. But we really want to sit back and talk about what's going on with you and get the actual starts to it because we in the Avion studio. Shout out to Will and the whole Avion crew.
For sure.
You feel me? So
Bill Will, we can call him Bill Will. He's gonna be up $1 billion, man.
He's gonna be up $1 billion. So when Will touch that bill, hey, in and out, I'll be forgetting names. What's your name again? JoJo. So when Will touch that bill, JoJo touching the meal.
Yo, Freaky
For
Joe.
sure.
That's what they call him. That's his OnlyFans name. Freaky Joe.
Subscribe, y'all.
Subscribe. It don't hurt. And he got a special. All you gotta do is special one-time fee of $1,000, and you good for life.
For life. For ill.
Help him out, man.
But
Support black business, man.
Let us know what you got, like where you started with the music career, because you was the first football player. People don't know that much.
Yeah, shit. Obviously, shit.
You
see, I was football player. I started off, shit, from 8 years old all the way up until freshman year of college. I was playing football, but I got injured in high school, which held me back. Like I had a real bad back injury, but I continued to play through it, and
he was dedicated to football, bro.
It was. I was really willing to risk my life to
football,
make that shit out, make it out of the hood with that shit. But obviously that wasn't my path in life, and it took me a different route. So they told me I couldn't play no more, and I was just sitting, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. Obviously, I had stopped doing art and shit because of sports. Yeah. So I picked that back up, and I majored in that in college. But it was pointless. So my man Chav here hit me up one day, literally called me one day.
Pause. I gotta give you the backstory to this story right here. His sister, I would never forget. I ain't gonna lie, people thought I was, I keep a perception that I'm doing better than what I'm doing. So she think I'm doing so good. She hit me, your brother is out in NIU selling weed and brownies and not doing shit. He don't even go to class no more. You need to call him and get his life together.
Man, I was trying to get to it, man. You know how you got to find a way to do it. Shit, I told her I was playing football. I wasn't no hustler. Well, I was always a hustler, but I was never no
drug hustler,
no street nigga. You know,
yeah.
I was never allowed to do none of that shit. So, shit, eventually niggas had to find a way.
But you know me, I'm the type of person, I'm never going to tell you to...
Shout out to my brother Gibbs, Audio Nico, for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm the type of person, I'm never going to tell you to... Selling weed ain't no negative to me in my ass.
Right.
If you selling weed, I feel like that's a hustle. You feel me? You ain't killing nobody in the community. You getting people high. People love weed, but when you tell me some shit like that, okay, they want to see you doing something else.
Yeah. I'm
not gonna disturb you from the weed, so shit. I'm rapping at the point in time, so shit. If I'm rapping, who you gonna want on the side of you? Your best friend, your brother.
Right.
Yeah.
So shit.
He was the one doing all the music shit. He was hitting me up to do cover arts and shit like that. Like,
bro, that's what he was doing first.
I was strictly only doing art because I thought I was in school for art. So shit, he literally called me one day. I was sitting in my dorm room, then working on. I think I was practicing tattooing because I was doing tattoos, like starting to learn how to do tattoos. And
so the nigga artist.
Yeah.
The nigga called me one day and was like, "Nigga, you need to learn how to rap." I'm like, "What? Fuck, I look like rapping. I've never made no music in my life
and
ever."
I look
like,
at you spitting that heat.
Nigga come from a line of family. Nigga,
it was like it's wild as hell. When he said that, I'm like, "Fuck, I ain't doing nothing." I seen a lot of niggas I went to high school with, they rapping and shit. So I'm like, I mean, if them niggas could do it, I could do it. So I just started practicing, learning how to make music. It's funny because it's a funny story. I always said I was gonna wait until I was famous to do this shit, but fuck it. And this is a G Talk exclusive.
We get exclusives. We get G Talk exclusive. Come on.
When I was in I probably was like, I say about third grade. I think I got suspended from school for writing a rap. This third grade.
What was the rap about?
It was a remix to R. Kelly, Same Girl. Me and this nigga name. I swear to God, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget this shit in my life. This nigga, I remember the nigga name too. His name was Jakari. I think Gates or something like that.
Shout out Jakari, man.
We structured this. I'm writing the song. Me and him, he telling me what to write. What he want down on the song. And I'm just structuring the song like a real song. But I've never in my life wrote a song. Right. And actually, what got me to that point of structuring, being able to structure a song.
CJ saying the hook.
No, but look, I had a music teacher named Miss Brown. Matter of fact, y'all know the comedian Corey Holcomb?
Yeah.
So Miss Brown, she related to Corey Holcomb. She was our music teacher. And
she's Corey Holcomb, real Chicago legend.
She was a music teacher at our school. She was the first lady and all that. Music teacher.
Yeah.
She had us in the reading music, like sheet music. Give us down, we gotta play the xylophone, all that shit. But like, I learned how to structure a song.
Shout out to Miss Myers. They used to teach us that back in the day too.
Bro, but yeah, like I got kicked out of school. Well, I not kicked out of school, but I got suspended for writing a song.
Damn.
And look at where I'm at now.
Look at you.
You know the crazy thing? These motherfuckers be bad as hell in that Catholic school game.
Oh yeah.
This nigga he used to get suspended every fucking week, bro.
I wasn't actually it's crazy. I never really got suspended until it started like the end. Around the end, I started getting in trouble and shit for real.
I had a thing for getting suspended on the first day of school from like 6th to sophomore year of high school.
On the first day?
Yeah, to the point.
He said he was getting it busted.
I mean, that's the best time to get suspended.
Tone say fuck it. It's first day.
Nah, he was slick. He was slick though, cause you gotta think about it. Everybody busting their fresh fits in the first 2 weeks. Tone ass getting suspended and shit,
bro.
Oh man, they just kept trying to say I was like mob action and.
Tone was big gangster around there, man. We already know how Tone's coming back in there.
Like I was getting niggas jumped on and shit.
He's a gang chief.
My first day at Thornridge, I got a nigga tried to come. You know how it is. First day of school, even if you didn't fuck with this nigga or not, this is the Dirksen table.
Right.
All the niggas went to Dirksen. We sit here. Before anything, we all came to Dirksen together. Then our coolest table. Then it was the Lincoln table. Right. So I'm over here at the coolest table and shit. And then I guess the thugs from the Dirksen table want to come to the coolest table.
So that's what we calling us thugs.
The thugs.
If y'all ain't know, Chad went to Dirksen. He wanted the Dirksen thugs.
I got a story to tell you.
So I'm managing my business, being a model student, a model citizen, cat. And this young thug just comes up
Free slime.
and fucking grabs my notebook or folder, whatever it was. Like, this my shit. I'm like, no, it's
like
not.
Nigga shit.
This got my name on it.
Shiesty dog nigga.
I'm like, this got my fucking name on it, bro. And then it hit me like, oh, he trying to hold me. So
he put 2 and 2 together. He put 2 and 2 together, got 6 on GD.
And that's how
he say on GD.
Before we go on with this interview, to give y'all backstory on Dirksen. As a kid, before 6th grade, I got there. We heard all these legendary stories about Dirksen is so tough and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I kid you not, bro. My first week there, you can ask 2-3, he could test this shit. 2 niggas got stabbed and shot in the ass.
They shoot niggas in the ass
at the school.
Hey, Dirkson,
on the second day of school.
What y'all on?
Y'all,
I say this shit is real.
Y'all say the birds ain't like that. The birds getting down.
For real.
Chief Keef fucked y'all up.
Chief Keef fucked y'all head up. Bang bang.
But man, what was the first song you made? I forgot. You know I'm bad with names. I'm terrible with names.
First song I did was that remix to that Chopstick song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And mind you, that song went crazy on I ain't gonna say crazy because you know SoundCloud.
For my first song, it did way better than I thought it would though.
Sterl, shout out all the listeners and viewers, man.
For sure.
Shout out Pen and Pad.
Everybody on that live, man.
And then it's crazy because after his probably second or third song, bro, I'm real life thinking like this nigga is cold. Like he's better. Like I ain't gonna lie, he's better than me, bro. And that's the thing, like, his wordplay always been there. Yeah. He just ain't finesse his style like how he finessing now.
Yeah. See, like, I come from a background of writing. Like, I was in school. Like, when I was in school, niggas paid attention in school and did shit. Like, so, niggas learned how to use words and understood a lot of shit. So, like, that shit come easy to me. I used to always win writing contests and shit like that. So, writing comes naturally to me. Like, I can freestyle and shit, but, like, when I sit down and write a song, it's gonna come out like great every time, like every time.
So now, how do you feel about your new project, the Gospel Drill album? Tell us about that.
Tone, you leaking confidential information right now, man. That's supposed to be till I sign the deal.
Gospel Drill.
That one's supposed to come out till next year, but I guess it's out now, y'all. The Gospel Drill. I got Kurt Franklin, Lil Baby, Pooh Shiesty. Fred Hampton, I got all of them on one tape.
On one track.
It's a 24-minute track.
And we're gonna have praise dances for the visual version.
And mine. We got all
crazy, boy.
Gospel Drill.
Gospel Drill on the way, boy. Y'all niggas, shout out to
we ain't just clapping hands. That's all I'm saying.
Windy City
Let me rephrase your question. How do you feel about this third installation versus 1 and 2?
I mean, you can see the growth in the shit. Like, I'm a whole different person when it comes to this shit. Like, when I first started, bro, I ain't even gonna lie. I wasn't as confident as I am now. I lost a lot of my confidence in the beginning of this shit. And I really had to build that shit back up.
So you feeling like you found yourself on this one?
No, I found myself as a person in general. Like, when I was still figuring myself out when all this shit popped out. Like I told you, I was playing football for my whole life. So when you know only one thing, and that was supposed to be your way out of some shit. Yeah. You don't know shit else. So it was just like, that's it.
Yeah, man, I'm already knowing.
So I had to figure out a whole different way of life. All that shit.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I actually, like, when I say on Child's Play 1, I was there through every session on that mixtape.
Yeah.
Was it 2? I think 2 I was half there, and then half it was done in Cali.
Yeah.
But 3, I seen the struggles of my boy coming from Cali, back in Chicago, adjusting to the Chicago life, going through personal shit, overcoming personal shit, back through personal shit, overcoming that shit again. This tape was made from what I say he started recording this shit in July last year, maybe, until 3 weeks ago. Last session for this tape.
Yeah, we recorded all the way up until the week of.
All that shit that dropped, that happened between that, you listen to them songs, bro, you will understand the story, for real.
I'm gonna go back and really put the puzzle together now.
Like, especially the songs where he harmonizing on, bro, all them songs really got a story behind each of that shit. Yeah, you listening to that shit?
He really understand it because he sat there and was there when with all that shit happened.
Yeah, like, nigga.
From the actual events going on to the studio session.
I seen the inside and out.
It's funny because the last time we did this podcast, I had a young lady with me, and it was that whole situation with her is kind of a driving force behind this shit too. Yeah. She opened my eyes up with a lot of this shit. Like when I told you I was still finding myself, like motherfuckers. I feel like I personally, and this is for all the young niggas out there, I personally been chasing pussy and bitches like my whole life. Yeah. Just because I was taught. Like, nigga, that's what you supposed to be doing. That's what you out here doing. It's bitches. You ain't get no pussy yet. That's what niggas you tell me all the time. Man, you still a virgin. You ain't get no pussy yet. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, man, I need to go get some hoes. So I constantly focus on hoes my whole life instead of focusing on the shit I'm supposed to be focused on. Like, why is these bitches taking up so much of my time? Yeah. And that's what happened with the young lady I was just with. Like, I allowed that shit to take control of everything I was doing and instead of focusing on my shit. So like, but I absolutely thank the universe, God, Allah, whatever you want to call it, for that situation, because that shit didn't turn me to a whole different beast.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't even gonna lie.
Real shit.
You can hear it in the music. Like,
Yeah.
it told me to just stop playing and focus on your shit. All the other shit
Nigga,
gonna come
but
later.
I ain't gonna lie, and it's crazy because the last month, because we really went hard because we had breaks between recording this whole project. Like we went hard for 2 months, probably took another 2 months off.
It wasn't even 2. It was like we'd go to the studio for like 2 weeks and then stop for a minute because there's some personal shit going on.
Then we'll go back hard for another 3 weeks, 3
I ain't
months.
gonna lie.
But this last rip, I'm telling you, bro, the music that he made for the last 3 sessions, because like you play it for your family members and your gang members and shit.
Yeah.
Everybody else told this man, nigga, if you get this shit a year, your ass gonna be gone. You actually be constant with this shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like this music that you on Child's Play 3, this shit is different.
I remember the first one.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song? Cap.
No, G. I ain't even gonna lie.
See, this is my family. I could call his ass out.
Say Cap.
We finna add some more blooper song. You wanna do this shit?
I ain't even gonna lie.
Cap. You wanna know what's my favorite song?
I like the cover.
He said I like the
I ain't even gonna hold you.
What's the cover, Tone? Cap.
No, listen, it's folks with the Chucky folks.
He know that part.
Okay.
Don't play with my man Tone. He knows something.
Listen, man, just cause I had a lot of trauma and head injury and shit, and I'm bad with names.
Don't steal my excuse, man. I'm really bad with names.
Yesterday, I still.
But no, I can tell you, like for real, on each project.
That's my ex-man. This is my ex-buddy. We go out of country and take over shit. I have full faith in him.
Fact.
He said, I would never betray 100K. We had a time of our life.
Tone know how I'm coming.
Important because he feel we on the same.
Tone was one of the niggas that shared the project. I gotta give it to him.
He like, you know, it's certain artists that no matter where I'm at, I'ma just give them a listen. Future, him, Jay-Z.
He said him.
I appreciate that though, Tom.
He put you on a level with the GOATs. He said him.
I appreciate that. That's real spirit though. That's a real compliment though.
The reason why is because I listen to music. 2 Chainz, Wayne, music I can relate to. Rap about me, and a nigga might find me.
Fact.
Rap about money, and a nigga might sign you.
And that's another thing with this last project too. Like I had to really get back to my roots and relate to the city and my people because I was trying to separate myself too early. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie, like I was trying to make one hit and get gone. Like I'm not trying to deal with none of this bullshit.
Chicago politics.
Yeah, it's politics in Chicago. Like the type of music I was making before. Obviously, it's good music. Like I'm on some fake. I'm on some fake like. I'm on some Juice WRLD. I ain't even gonna say Juice WRLD, but like I'm on some that type of lane. I'm in that type of lane. Like I'm speaking on emotions and all type of shit. Obviously, it's a little bit of that because I'm from where I'm from, but like I made different type of music. So like they not gonna gravitate to that shit unless it take off. Like for example, Juice WRLD. When nobody fucking with Juice WRLD before he blew up, Chicago wouldn't take him serious before he became who he was.
Shit, Chicago ain't took him serious before he got with the gangsters.
Right? Once the gangsters approve that shit,
everybody love that shit. Like,
it's cool.
It's cool to talk about your emotions.
It ain't nothing wrong with that because our city just gangsters hell, period.
Shout out to Venom, man. One of Michigan's
our city just gangsters hell, so like that's you gotta get the approval for the gangsters.
But it's like
niggas don't even know who I be with though.
The thing is, what you would say your favorite track is on this new tape?
Personally, Rockstar. Me personally, just because
why is that?
Of what went into the song and the reasoning behind it.
I kind of feel I ain't gonna limit you. I want to say like,
but that's just me personally.
I'm about to say overall, that's the best song overall.
Yeah, like
'cause it got substance, it got meaning, it got bars, it got shit that he's saying. But you know, was my favorite track. But you know what's my favorite track?
Number one song on there.
You know what's my favorite track?
What?
Rod Wave. That shit hits so different, like, cause like I said, I know the meaning behind that song, and like that shit hard.
Yeah. Now,
I mean,
when you cut into this shit, man, you was like, all right, I'm about to do my 3rd project. I'm about to lock in all this shit around me. what was that aha moment? No matter where it was at, like, I'm really dedicated to this shit. And then I got a follow up question to that, as far as like, what song that you were writing when you was like, oh yeah, I really got this shit? Because I think every artist, myself included, you know what I mean?
I've been knew that though.
No, I mean, I hear you.
I'm saying though, like I've been felt like that. I've been known that like this whole time. Like I always know when I'm good at something because when I do it, it just come natural. So I'm like, all right, I know how I'm coming with this.
Yeah.
Like when I first started writing, I ain't even gonna lie, it was my song. I told you I knew how to structure the song and all that shit, but my content of the song was just like,
Yeah.
Like once I first got in the booth and recorded the first song, I was like, okay, I know that I can do something with this.
Yeah.
Like anything that I do, you can ask this nigga. Anything that I do, I'm gonna do it and try to become the best person ever to do the shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna put that much effort into this shit. I just get deterred sometimes because I do so fucking much.
I was just about to say that. That's his downfall.
I do so. I clothing, art,
ma'am at the church,
music.
I mean, I feel you, man.
I just got so much shit. So like, and then on top of that,
praise that shit practices be
and then
long
on top of
as
that,
hell.
and then on top of that, I
Oh,
was diagnosed with ADHD when I was a kid. So like, I have a very active mind. Like, see, people don't realize with Juice. You look at I always go to Juice WRLD because that's he the best nigga to ever come out the city. You know, I ain't even gonna lie.
At the Mr. West.
People don't realize that his mind was the way that it was because he has a very overactive brain. Like he was able to freestyle and all that shit, but like that shit come to haunt you because your brain is always like that. Yeah. So it's like, fuck, like
it's
I can't turn this shit off. Yeah, it's like when it's being used to good use, it's like, damn, this shit is amazing. But then now it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You trying to go to sleep, and you thinking about some other shit. You thinking about some goofy, all type of shit gonna pop up in your head because it's constantly going. Yeah. But like, it's just that it's a hindrance sometimes. But like, I currently have that shit under control. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I've locked in with this shit. Like, you got to use your advantages and disadvantages to your advantage, regardless of what it is.
For real.
You know what I mean?
What's your follow-up question?
Yeah. The follow-up question is, what do you see yourself in the next 10 months?
10 months?
What do you see from this project 10 months from now?
I want to answer that question too.
I mean, you can because, you know, you part of the label, you as management and everything, so I get it.
That's my business partner.
I know for a fact in 10 months it's going to be over at least 50K streams on the album or the tape. Yeah, I'm calling the album, the mixtape.
That shit sound
over
like
on all platforms. And then 10 months, I'll be back in California in the crib working on the next. I'm working on an album, like a real album. And I'll be working on the album. All the videos will be shot, and I'll be a really up and coming name in this shit, like for real.
Shout out to Don and shout out to what's the
Don Visual and Neil Creatives.
Yeah, shout out to Neil too. Yeah. They really finna work on this project right here.
No facts. Like the only thing that I'm missing right now is visuals. Like literally the only thing. I know how this shit gonna go. Like people when you see a lot of motherfuckers before they blow up and shit, and they come on for the interviews and shit, or they like after they blow up, they get on interviews and they be like, I knew it was gonna happen. Yeah. Like I know it's gonna happen. Like I've seen this shit so many times in my head. I feel it. I know. I've known. I told you I knew when I first started. Yeah. It's just it's life. Life hinders that shit sometimes, but I know.
You know, my answer to that shit, 10 months, bro. With the consistency, like I was telling bro earlier, we got the puzzle pieces right now, and like he was telling me, but it's like we'll be consistent we'll go hard for a couple months, then we'll fall off, let life hit us, but like now
that's what you fuck. That's not consistency.
That's what I'm saying. Like we'll be consistent for for a short time.
Consistency is the continuation. We'll work on it for a little bit,
and then we'll stop. Fall back to our old ways.
It's a lot of
stamina, man. You know, it's just
we let life. Like I said, life be hindering shit. Like we let life get in the way of our shit. But like,
and so like. We got the puzzle pieces now. Like we got everything we've been asking for. We've been talking about for the past 2-3 years that we wanted. We need a cameraman on the team. We need this on our team.
We literally manifested all this shit.
We got everything. So it's like now it's like God gave us all the pieces, or whoever y'all worship gave us all the pieces it's up to us to put these motherfuckers together and get it going. But with bro, like he has,
and I'm
gonna
pause right there. We ain't gonna say whoever y'all words. We're gonna say whatever you want to call it because it's all the same.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. You feel me? No disrespect to the fans, but with him, he a star, bro. Yeah. Anybody that listens to him, like from any age demographic, and like he really get it. It's just that he ain't consistent, and like once he get that consistency going, bro, people
gonna get that consistency, man. And like you said,
I already got it. I started already.
It's just like when you working out, you know what I mean? It's the stamina. You go through spurts. You go as hard as you can. Then life happens, or you get tired, or whatever.
So
you feel me? But that's with anything in life. You got to build up that stamina to keep pushing, keep working, keep going hard, and then boom.
But now 10 months, he gonna be doing shows for sure.
Mm-hmm. We ain't gonna be opening. I'll probably be opening up for somebody for sure.
You told me change your vocabulary.
I will be opening it up for somebody.
We don't do probably so.
I will.
He be getting on my ass about that. Change of vocabulary.
I told Chev we gotta hold each other accountable. So we doing only wheels.
Only wheels.
But no, like he got the talent. Then like even shout out to Huss, bro. Shout out to Manny 2 times.
Shout out J. Joe banging that chicken in the corner.
Even I don't. Yeah, he had the hot sauce on that joint. The hot sauce and mild sauce. Oh, he had mild sauce.
Good mild sauce. Good mild sauce.
He thought we ain't see him. He had that chicken leg fucking it up.
Fucking it up.
Oh, bro.
But no.
Cut with some wings. It's a scary sight.
But like even like bro, even we got a new addition. Like the whole crew ain't matter. Y'all money, my homie, little sister. Like it's shit that's falling in line naturally. That's gonna happen. That's gonna boost everybody up. And like gang right here, he the leader, bro. I know I'm a leader, but he the leader of the pack.
Yeah.
Like when
that's Mom X-Man. I know this.
He the leader of the pack. He the leader of the pack. But it's crazy, like
I listen to his music. I know. This is my time, niggas.
So you gotta tell him.
Niggas trashing my ears.
For sure. He real life like Husk, like our artist Husk.
Yeah.
I feel like he's phenomenal. He's real life. He's talented.
Shout out to Envion, because Envion the reason why Husk is on our team.
Hey, yeah, Envion discovered one of our artists for us, because if y'all ain't post him on Instagram, we would have never found him, bro. And that's our brother now. Like for real.
My real life little brother for sure.
I love bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah. But no, it's a real shit. Like he's talented. You know, some artists don't even say another artist is better than them or another artist is their favorite artist. That 100K released a track. Shit, bro, you're the GOAT. You're the greatest. Man. Like
I've never seen nobody react to some music like bro, that in my life.
Everybody needs a white friend.
Man, everybody.
I swear to God,
everybody needs a white friend.
They gonna make you feel like you the best.
But
just to have them, like bro, their energy is so good, bro. Man. Like when you got a genuine white person that's not trying to be black and that's their self anywhere. You gotta love them.
Because then you just look over at them and be like, they're calm. Maybe I should cool
Shout out to Ice. We had him on the show.
Bro.
No, like for real. But you don't never see so many artists like 100K my favorite artist. Like 100K my favorite artist, bro. Like it's currently active is 100K. Then Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Like look at my Apple time frame at the end of the year when people be showing how many people that listen to our year. He #1 every year.
Yeah.
So it's like he got it, bro. Like it's just that the world need to hear this shit.
Yeah, real shit.
And I feel like a lot of people. I ain't gonna lie.
He got to be more active.
I personally am not a people person. Like I've never been a people person because it's just the way I grew up. I've always been by myself, like by myself all the time. So it's like I'm used to solitude. Like so going out and clubbing and partying and kicking and being in people's faces. That ain't really me. Like
that's why we make a 1-2 punch.
I like genuine connections. Like I like sit downs and one-on-ones and have good conversations. Like clubs and shit. It's cool. I'll be in the club. I ain't got no problem. But like, it ain't me. You know.
Yeah.
But that's part of the game is being a hustler. I'm a hustler at the end of the day. So I'm putting myself out there. I'm getting my name out there, putting the footwork into this shit. Like niggas actually starting to take the steps. Like I'm getting out that shit. I used to have real bad anxiety and shit, but I fixed all of it. Like I don't got to worry about none of that shit no more. Like
and to be honest with
fear
you,
is not. A thing with me no more.
But you know, man, I be going out dolo, man. Just start going out dolo and get over that shit.
He the one that made me really go into the management. Because when we be popping out, bro, like, I be like, that's so-and-so right there. Nigga, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, cuz, we got to talk to these people so we can make a relationship with these niggas. I'll be talking to the motherfuckers, building up, got the numbers and shit, talking for 5 minutes. I'm looking around. This nigga is still, he either behind me or this nigga is still in the same spot I just left him at. Like, he don't really be with all that mingling and shit, so.
And I don't care. I don't give a fuck about no famous motherfucker, none of that shit. I look at people
I look at him
I look
the
at
same.
myself. I'm famous too, bitch. What you
Yeah.
talking about?
You got to,
Shout
but
out
it's
Brady
like
Smith.
I've been like that my whole. I swear to God, I used to walk up to celebrities. Matter of fact, I told that nigga Matt Forte. I was like, he was like, you want an autograph? I'm like, nah. Do you want my autograph?
that nigga gonna see. He gonna see you at the Grammys. Like, oh god damn.
I swear to God, I told that nigga that.
But no, like
I
for
thought
real,
it's gonna be worse with shit. I swear to God, I told the nigga.
the way
shit.
we move, like he cool. Like
I
he coming
fuck
out
with
his
Matt
shell a little
Forte.
bit
Hold
more.
on, shout out
It ain't
Matt
even about me
Forte.
being in the shit. It's just I don't
That's
be
my boy.
overly, cause motherfuckers be expecting you to dick ride, and I'm not that type of nigga.
No, I don't.
When
Dick
you
ride.
when you fuck with me, when you fuck with me, I want it to be genuine. Like if I want to do business with you, we gonna talk money.
Real shit.
Like we ain't doing nothing over no relationship. We doing business, we talking
Yeah.
money. If we cool, we cool. But business is business.
He ain't one of them rap niggas that's like, "What up, Slime?" After you
Man,
meet him
and
after
that's
2
the
hours,
fucking
I
worst.
love you, my brother, for lifers.
There be so many niggas that do that shit. And I
Bro,
just be looking at that like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Like it be like that, but like I said, he coming out his
That's the
shell a little
official
bit more.
E-Man in the building.
No, yeah, but I told like the things I deal with that shit my whole life. It's just dealing with where I came from. A lot of motherfuckers don't even know I grew up in the worst of the. I ain't even gonna say the worst of the worst, but it's technically the worst of the worst. I
This
grew
nigga
up on
grew up on every
62nd.
side in the city.
I grew up on 62nd and Rhodes, and I grew up on 55th and King Drive, and technically 55th and Peoria. It's like I've been in every part of the city, and technically all of them the worst parts. Down the street from down the street from the O, down the street from 600 and Brick Squad and not what they Young Money, all them niggas.
Yeah.
I grew up in all that shit. Ducking them was a
Played
block away
football with them
my
niggas.
whole life. Like I grew up like
That's real.
it's just it's not me. I could have been in all that shit. The Cheeky era and all them I could have been a part of all that shit. Like
His mama
not
knew.
saying like I know them niggas like that, but I'm just saying like I grew up around like as kids we grew up together.
Yeah.
Nigga, we seen the alley where they shot the videos at all that shit.
You know what? Y'all wanna know a fucked up fact?
What's that?
The nigga Ruger, the rapper, GD's in the dough, yeah. His brother Scrap.
Yeah.
His brother Scrap played baseball with me and this nigga named Machiavelli. Machiavelli is 600.
Yeah.
We all was kids.
Yeah.
They all hung around each other when we was kids.
Yeah, that's how.
And as niggas got older, literally, as soon as niggas got to high school,
yeah,
it
shit
just
changed.
turned to a whole different.
8th grade, 7th, 8th. High
That's
school,
really when
that's
it was,
niggas
like-
started picking sides. You feel me?
8th grade transitions to freshman year. That's when Keith turned up, and that's when the city went
Yeah.
different ways.
But like that, living in that environment and shit, that shit kind of fucked me up in the head because I told you I'm
Yeah.
I'm a
Real
my
thorough.
person. Like I'm
Yeah.
staying to myself. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm seeing all this shit happening. And I'm like, damn, fuck, like this shit could happen to anybody. So I'm not trying to realize my own mortality and all that shit. And I'm like, man, this shit kind of scary, fuck. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But like, nah, fuck. Nigga, this shit is inevitable, and I know I'm not gonna die. I know none of that shit. So like,
'Cause you
none of
out
that
the way.
shit, none of that shit
Yeah.
affects me. Fact.
Real shit. As long as you not bringing that type of energy and you out the way, bro, that's normally how it goes. But once you start being
You
in the
create
way,
your own reality with your thoughts. So if
You
whatever
really
you
do.
think, whatever you think about that,
real shit.
That's
I
why
dropped
I try to eliminate all bad
Yeah.
thoughts.
You got
Don't-
to. You got to.
whatever you
man.
think is gonna happen.
And when fear come, eliminate that shit.
Yeah, man.
Facts.
And fear is natural to come, but you just gotta.
Fear keep you
overpower
alive.
that fear. Yeah.
Niggas don't even know that shit.
You just gotta turn that energy of fear into confidence. 'Cause
Flip
that's
it.
all it is.
'Cause
Like,
everything-
nervousness and anxiousness are the same. You just gotta turn that nervousness into anxiousness.
Fact.
I ain't gonna lie. When I used to perform, I used to be calm, going through the run throughs, all that shit, until right when they knock on your door and be like, "You got 5 minutes," and then that's when I gotta take a shit.
What? Nigga, I used to
But
kill them
I will say this.
Every
I will say this
show.
though.
Every
If you're not
show.
nervous, it don't mean shit to you. If you don't got a little bit of nerves, it don't
Yeah,
mean shit to you.
Yeah, and then I got nervous, and then I take a shit, and that nervous would turn into, oh shit, I'm finna kill this shit.
You just gotta take that shit and flip it like you
Yeah.
said.
Just
Nah,
flip
but you
it,
know
bro.
what? When I get in front of people, bro,
You just gotta take a shit on it. For real.
honestly, I real life gotta get into the mode of thinking about when I was a kid, folks. Nah,
Yeah.
I ain't never hit.
It's like a psychological thing, but like you're just feeling right here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's like kind of something you got to shit.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
real shit,
Motivation.
yeah,
Facts.
real shit.
So it's like,
like the Adderall, it make you feel like you got a
Y'all wanna know so crazy?
Back then,
yeah,
So what I was growing up, I was a very.
Valves.
I always knew I was gonna be a star, and I always told myself I was gonna be famous and all that shit. But I knew I was when I was a kid, and I was a very entertaining as a motherfucker. Like I used to be always the first person to jump up in front and grab the mic.
Yeah.
I used to always be the first person to jump up in the camera. Oh, I want to be this, and that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to say, obviously, I had a lot of shit going on in my personal life that kind of started fucking me up mentally, and then like a lot of childhood trauma and shit. And then I started getting to high school, and it's like, see, there's one thing you never do to young kids and motherfuckers growing up as they maturing. You don't bring them down. Like, you're supposed to encourage motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, and in high school, playing the sports, at the school that I went to, it was like, that's not their thing. Like, they whole thing is if you act like you bigger and better than anything, they gonna knock you down a notch and humble you. Yeah. And they tried to humble me to the point where
they broke your spirits down.
Yeah, it's like, damn, but like, I told y'all, like, I was that nigga when it came to like football. Like I literally should have been in the NFL right. I should right now, but they got to the point where like this little cocky motherfucker. Like, cause I was talk type of motherfucker.
Went to Mount Carmel. Let it be known.
I'm gonna talk my shit. Yeah. I'm gonna talk my shit and then I'm gonna back it up. Yeah. Like I'm backing it up, but they don't like that shit. Mm-hmm. Like it don't matter who you is. We got 30 other motherfuckers that play just as well as you or that can be you replaceable to them. So it's like that shit brought me down. And then it made it even worse. I went to a all white high school. Yeah. And not these motherfuckers is fucking with me because of my skin color. Mm-hmm. Like y'all cut my playing time because of my skin color and shit. Yeah. Like it that broke me down even more. So it's like I really went into a shell and it really brought up the anxiousness and all that anxiety and all that shit. It fucked me up. But like I said, nah. I didn't realize all that shit and got out all that under control.
Yeah, that's the first step, realizing that shit.
Once you realize it, it's like, oh shit, I can change it.
Yeah, that's real life.
Man, do you have any tracks of like addressing mental health on this album? Anything? Because I think like you said, I
don't feel like people come to the music. I feel like people not gonna come to the music and listen to that shit about that. Like, I feel like that should be taken more serious. I mean, obviously, if that's your thing to do it in the music, I feel like you should do it. But I feel like I personally would rather sit down like this and talk about that shit. Yeah. So people could clearly understand what the hell I'm saying. Because when they listen to music,
you gotta add
man, motherfuckers listen to them beats. They fake, not even paying attention to what you saying. Because motherfuckers are...
You will still catch them new shit.
Motherfuckers be quoting me on the stories and didn't get not one word right. But they listening to that motherfucker, though. So it's like, I'd rather sit down and talk about that shit.
But then you know what made this album, mixtape, something special to me though, bro? With the first two projects, we literally was sliding people DMs, yo, share this shit, can you do this, can you do that?
Share, please.
Bro.
Big motherfucker.
Didn't ask nobody. I think we asked NSG in our group chat, we asked some post one thing, they did it. But other than that, we didn't ask
had a lot of, I asked a lot of people to post it, but it's like a lot of it was a natural response to it. Like, just off the strength of it being good music.
And bro, this shit right here, where did come from? I feel like that's the tone of the first 5 songs of the album.
Shit, nigga,
that nigga say I ain't no gangster, I just hustle. Whew. I said when I heard that, I was in the studio like, whoa, what the fuck? Run that shit back.
All right, so look, I feel like a lot of motherfuckers don't take me serious. Like I said earlier, just based off the music that I'm playing, but people don't really know my background and where I come from and who I be with and all this other shit. Like, just because I'm not into the bullshit don't mean
I'm not with
it's not a step away. It's not a phone. Like me personally, my right hand man is him right here and my homie Pigs, Marquise. My homie
Prestige,
Pigs,
man, smart.
My homie Pigs is a Yale graduate. We got a psychology degree from Yale. That's who I kick it with on a daily basis. But when I come back to Chicago, I'm with these motherfuckers that you see in these videos and all this other shit. Like them the people that I call family, because I try to kick it with the motherfuckers from the schools that went to college and do shit, but they said they don't want to fuck with me. I done reached out to all the motherfuckers. I'm trying to kick with them. I'm trying to see how y'all getting money. They don't want to fuck with me. I go to the gangsters and all the so-called people that's doing wrong, they welcome me with open arms. They don't treat me differently because I don't do the shit that they do. It's all love. On top of that, most of the people in my family, like real blood, like.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Like you know how when most people in Chicago they get on, they want to show the street side of them. They want to be the toughest nigga on the block.
I promise to God,
he ain't even used that card yet, bro.
I promise to God, I would never want that side to be glorified ever, because I see the shit that
like
a lot of these people do in the streets, and it's like, I ain't saying it. I'm not gonna tell a motherfucker that's bad what you doing, but I'm just saying like it's a lot of tragedy behind this shit. Like
it's a domino effect.
And it's shit come behind a lot of this shit. So it's like,
yeah. We just had a conversation earlier. I asked bro, I say, what would it take to stop? Like, cause you got rich niggas that's making millions a year and that's still active in the streets.
No fact.
Like,
but it's ingrained in niggas. Yeah. When niggas don't know nothing else, just like, what the fuck?
Like if $1 million can
it's like a habit. It's like it's habitual. Like niggas don't even you realize you got habits and shit. You can look at yourself and see you got habits. It's like niggas live that life every day, become a habit. So it's hard to break a habit once you do some shit every fucking day.
Man.
Yeah.
Like this shit is ingrained. Like I think they say I be watching. I tell you, I hang out with a lot of intelligent ass niggas, and I be watching a lot of shit on YouTube. I was watching this psychology nigga. He say a lot of people think most of your memory come from your brain, but motherfuckers don't even realize that a lot of your memory be in your body. Like all your cells hold memory. Like
damn.
So like yeah, that's why in your genes, like he said earlier, your genes, like this shit be in your genes. Just how you pick up certain traits from your parents and all that shit is because all this shit is in your cells. So when they fucked and made you, all that shit get passed on. Like,
and that's crazy because like I tell everybody, like me and my father ain't had the best relationship growing up. But speaking of my father, that's what I'm calling him right now. It's crazy.
Shout out to Pop. Shout out to Pop. Bitch ass nigga.
But now
I got a Kirk Franklin.
Shout out to Pops. He is a preacher, man.
Bro.
Shout out to preacher Charles, man. But now we ain't had the greatest relationship. But me as I got older and matured and became a father, you know, you feel I'm married now, bro. I understand my father more than anything. Like it's some shit that I still be like, man, that was bullshit, Pop. Yeah. You feel me? But
a lot of shit you understand now.
Damn, you know your parents say like you understand when you get older.
Fact.
Shit, I understand.
Yeah.
It's facts.
And it's like, man, shit just like I don't know. You just it's a cycle of learning, but you gotta break the old shit that was going on in your family.
You gotta consciously choose to make better decisions, and that's the only way the shit gonna work. Like if you constantly make better decisions, like niggas gotta realize. Yeah, like you gotta realize,
like you said earlier, life is a two-way street.
It's two ways. You make this. I told him early. I try to be on my bro ass, like, cause I really want to make. I told you it's gonna happen, so I be trying to prepare niggas for this shit beforehand. So when we get there, we prepared. But I was saying like, damn, I lost my train of thought.
No, you two-way street.
Oh yeah. So if you want to do certain things in life, it's certain things that you doing that could deter you from that, cause like you make this decision, it's going this way instead of going that way.
Gabrielle Rose tuning in.
No, in fact, like, but it's always a two-way street, cause every decision it's a way going that way, it's a way going that way.
The right way is the easy path to where you're trying to go, and
facts.
The left
it's always
path
two outcomes.
Yeah, it's harder. Sometimes, like you said, sometimes you
endless.
may not end up
it's
to your
domino
goal.
effect. So it's just like,
cause sometimes shit that other path gonna lead to going to jail. It's gonna lead to, you feel me, dying sometimes. Like that shit.
That's when you gotta pay attention to what's going around you, because a lot of people in life, they keep going through the hamster wheel of life by tweaking out, doing the same shit, getting the same results, wondering why their life is what it is. Just
like you say, tweaking, get the same results. Then Einstein say the definition of insanity is doing the same shit over and over and expecting different results.
Real shit.
Stop doing the same shit, you get different results. Do the same shit, you get the same results. It's simple math. Like life is, we make life more complicated than it is, and man, it's crazy.
I'm understanding that shit, bro. Like you really choose what you go through. Like you choose how hard the situation is.
Yeah. Whatever situation you've been, you can look back and be like, I fucked up right here to put myself in this situation.
Over, I got a good example. Like my lady, she's trying to get this class. Well, she got the class.
Mm-hmm.
So say over the last 2 weeks, she's trying to get a voucher for the class or whatever. So she got the voucher and everything. It was a long process. She's been doing shit for a couple months and whatnot. So as soon as she got the voucher, the class was full. So she started stressing and shit, mad, pissed off. You feel me? I ain't getting the class. Me, I'm like, if it's meant for you, that shit's gonna happen.
Gonna happen,
You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
she talking about, oh, maybe I should leave this job to go do this other class and try to work here now. I'm like, no, that ain't smart. You acting off of emotion now. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like, don't do that. So, you feel me? Guess what happened 2 days later?
She opened up.
The call, the spot that you need is opened up. It's for you. That's what I'm
Shout out
like.
Young
Sometimes
Gotti.
you shouldn't be stressing and you shouldn't be. It's like when you reacting to the problem,
Shout
that
out
shit don't
Gotti's
never
World
work
Media.
out. Like,
Niggas don't realize a lot of the shit motherfuckers go through is all the tests, and it's
Yeah.
it's the universe, God, Allah, whatever you want to call
Real
it,
talk.
is testing you and seeing how you gonna react.
Real talk.
it's been plenty.
However
of
you
time,
respond
bro.
is like, because they got to put you through certain situations to see how you gonna react. Because
Yeah.
if they put you in the situation that you're asking for, you're gonna react the way you reacting now
Yeah.
instead of the way you supposed to be reacting. It's
Real
like
talk.
you gotta stay calm, don't panic. You panicking and
Yeah.
shit is fuck.
That's
It's
stress.
it's like think about when you playing sports or some shit. Like when niggas panic, that's when they fuck up. Like in football, I used to be tweaking all the time. Like I'd be overthinking.
Mhm.
Fuck up a play, the nigga just scored a touchdown. Damn.
Mhm.
When I'm in the zone, I ain't overthinking. I'm just naturally out there. I'm
Yeah.
going crazy, like
Yeah,
making
son.
plays. So it's like you just gotta don't panic,
That's it.
stay calm.
That's it. But that's the hard part. And that's because I tell people, and you know, me being in the medical field, me being in the medical field and everything, you realize like, man, it's easy to talk some shit like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be positive and everything, but that shit harder than what it takes. And
Hold on.
Facts.
Before you go on, I learned this.
shout out to Dank Hill, man. You know, we getting you on the show.
Shout out to Dank.
As
We
a
need some of
man,
that dabalicious.
This is like I be listening to different stuff that make me you feel me? Because like I'm a married man. You gotta understand your wife in different ways. You know what I found out? They're like, man, working a physical job is not as hard as working a job where you interact with people all day.
Yeah,
Yep.
man, because you gotta deal
Because
with,
by the time you get home to deal with your family, you are socially drained.
Yeah.
Like,
Socially,
when
tired
you're
of
doing a
people.
physical
Yeah.
job, 9 times out of 10 you by yourself doing some
Yeah.
shit. When you working with people, bro, you have to, no matter what your energy is, you have to be positive to deal
Yeah.
with all these different characteristics and different attitudes every day.
Everybody got a
So,
social media, and eventually it's
real
gonna run
talk.
out.
Yeah, man.
So shit.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all some real spill.
Mhm.
The reason people have a hard time like understanding that shit go get better eventually is because you drop. Think about like your emotions being an ocean, right? And you just dropped in the middle of that shit. But you don't see that you really closer to land
Then you are
think?
further than
you,
Right.
or you just see the water all around you. The
So all you
problems
focusing
all
on,
around
you
you.
too
know what I
focused
mean?
on the water instead of the land.
Or when you look at a picture
Mhm.
like art, you not gonna understand it if you up on it.
Right.
But if you take a step
Step back and look at it.
and
Yeah.
then, you know,
fuck
move
that,
some
nigga.
ground,
We're
some
gonna put
shit.
this in terms before we go. When you at work, when you you unloading a trailer, UPS type job, when you unloading that bitch, you almost at the end and you looking like, damn, I still see all these boxes. Take a step back. And you gonna see the end of the truck.
It's almost
Yeah.
there.
Now, when
like
you see
right
the
there.
wall, you feel me?
Yeah,
That shit, that name, like, damn, I'm
It's
there.
just that
That's
big
crazy
ass
because
It's
I
a
used
relief.
to do that shit.
yeah,
Like that's like good shit, Tone.
yeah, man.
I had to treat this nigga this episode.
But
GD
yeah,
count number
man,
one.
but
Yeah,
that's-
look, you Tone, man.
But that's how it is, G. Real
It's your
talk.
energy, man. You
You
did
know what I
something
mean?
for us,
Yeah,
man.
man.
For sure.
For real, but that's real talk because I get people from all types of like.
All mental problems.
Yeah, I've had people from other mental facilities have to come to our shit. You
I
feel
got
me?
bug on my nose. I'm good.
Like,
You good, but like, yeah, G, that's real talk, man. And like, kudos to you for battling like your ADD and your trauma, like real shit. Cause there's niggas out here
that still fight.
Yeah, and
And this is
Like-
this is a forever fight.
it's
Like
forever fight. And
that's why a lot of niggas
And
give up and
Yeah.
Thank
commit
God
suicide
that
and all that shit.
we know a little bit more about
because
mental health.
it's a fight
Yeah, man.
forever.
yeah,
That's one thing I can say. Thank God we know a little bit more because we used to excuse the fuck out of this shit in our community.
Yeah, it's a learning process and that's a good thing. As long as we learn, and that's all it matters.
Man.
That's really all that matters.
So before we get up out of here, man, you got any shout outs, anything?
Shout out to the whole NSG. Shout out to Near Creative. Shout out to what's my Smoke Visuals, man. Shout out to everybody that's a part of this shit. Anybody that helped me through this process. Shout out
to
Bill.
Vill. I would say
Shout out to
Vill.
Ville for all the mixing. Shout out to Envion. Y'all did a couple mixes on the track. I'm on tape. So shit, yeah. It's up. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to me and everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And shout out to Chavis.
I wanted him to say some stupid shit. I was waiting on him to say some stupid shit.
You know he had to.
I was like saying, like, we almost done with the episode.
Let him get it out. Let him get it out.
He says, I want to shout out to.
Go ahead and say it, man.
Go ahead, Tom. Come on. You got the light is on you. Shout out to who?
All the GDs were.
Shout out to all the moles, man.
Man, shout out to all our people as one, all our black and brown people.
Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, man.
That's it, man.
And a lot of growth and development, man.
Yes, sir. We can all be one, and we all gonna be hustlers.
At the end of the day, we all the same. Hey,
yes,
I'm gonna let y'all know this now.
Go to the fit and hold on.
Next time I come on this, don't call me black no more, cause I ain't black.
Listen,
we gonna get into that next episode.
It don't take going to the feds to realizing that we black either. Because that's how it is. Like, you go, niggas on the street, they be all,
hey, JoJo!
Now, hold on.
Play the outro!
Maybe 2 times, we up out of here. No, shit. JoJo, come on, we gone.
On the street. I'm gonna say it on the
All right.
Because niggas be all on the street. They be on the street.
Through the late nights, it's gonna be alright. When the wind blows, make I shine the light. Alright. It's getting too easy, baby.